Damn it. This whole time. That's okay. 13 minutes. I'll be able to fix that in post. Good call. 3D glasses. Appreciate it, man. Um, and it's a good thing I record back up either way. Cool. Appreciate that. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'm pretty sure it's yeah, I see it moving at least. So yeah, so I definitely would like a Grand Theft Auto Grand Theft Auto Medieval. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I yeah, I'm very curious to see how this game is going, or if it is actually is, or fleshes out to be what it's rumored to be. Um, the tone more than anything. I'm very curious to see how that's gonna play out. If it's gonna be more serious, which is hard to kind of. I guess Red Dead Redemption is on the more serious side. It has its moments though. Yeah, it's more serious than Grand Theft Auto, I think, or I feel, or at least from what I played. So it's hard to say. But if anything, yeah, I'm very fascinated to see what Rockstar is gonna do. Good looking, man. Appreciate it. Um, what Rockstar is gonna do with a medieval setting. That's gonna be pretty cool. I could just see, like, traditional medieval jousting and some dynamics that come into play before that and stuff like that. That sounds pretty damn awesome. Grand Theft Auto kind of flavor of mission style. I would assume it's probably gonna have the same kind of layout of free roaming world with a mission structure to some extent, I'd assume. It's hard to fathom a Rockstar game being linear, even though there were some games that were. Manhunt was another one. I guess no, Bully was free roam. Yeah, outside of that, I mean Max Payne technically, the third one that was made directly by Rockstar. Yeah, so I mean, I'm very. It's. I guess obviously speculation at this point, but it is pretty cool either way. I'm definitely interested. Very interested to see how this gonna play out. Cool stuff. Moving on. So Square, making the greatness that is Final Fantasy VII. They revealed, at least in an interview, somewhat semi-confirmed that even though we all kind of somewhat knew, even though they were somewhat hinting at it, but it wasn't necessarily confirmed that Final Fantasy VII is gonna have B parts. It was it was basically semi-confirmed, but not necessarily ultimately confirmed. But now it is confirmed. So that is pretty cool. Well, not actually. I don't know if it's pretty cool or not. Obviously, if I had the choice, definitely would like the whole game in its entirety. But realistically, considering the scale of the game and the previous game and all the dynamics they got to consider and decide, it's understandable to break it into parts to even get this out and kind of consistently to somewhat be in our minds and mind share, whatever. Because yeah, if it was to be a full-blown game, we probably wouldn't see this until like what, 20, dare I say 2030, maybe 2028 at the best. Yeah, I would. So I'm totally fine with taking a part structure or episodic. Well, not necessarily episodic, because they claimed at least that each of the games is going to be a legit game on its own, which I'm guessing 40-50 hours, if you not counting if you do extra stuff that they may have. I'm guessing that's at least what it seems like they're making it out to be. So that's pretty cool in of itself though. So I mean, I'm all for it either way, and being able to flesh out Midgar in its entirety, that is pretty damn cool. And then seeing all the trailers and screenshots, it seems like it's going in the right direction. With the controversy, not necessarily a controversy, but some people weren't really okay with it in terms of folks or the system, in terms of the gameplay system being strictly action based and not turn based like traditional, like the game in the original game, and having that option for folks that do want that traditional experience is pretty cool too. So I mean, all around, it's shaping up to be pretty damn good. Um, I'm very curious to see how many parts it's going to be after everything is said and done, though. But I'm guessing, considering they have the layout already, I doubt they would drastically change like the UI and everything and foundation they already established for the first part. So, if all that's to be true, I would assume that would drastically cut some of the time it would take to make the next part, since you have that continuity from the first part. Yeah, I don't see them uh, you know, not continuing, the UI and gameplay system, or foundational main gameplay system to the next part. So it yeah, it's just I guess conjecture at this point, but it is a pretty cool prospect either way. Just knowing that, I mean, not maybe ideal, but it's what we can get considering the scale of this game. So that's fine. I know there's a couple other details regarding the game. I guess the final boss is not gonna necessarily be the traditional final boss. I know they added maybe like one character or two in this game as well, which is fine. I think as long as it's not trying to have it overbear, or kind of take the shine from the original existing characters, I don't think that's a big issue. I'm totally fine with that. So for all I'm seeing so far, this is looking to be this is looking real goaty-ish. Game of the year 2020 ish, unless we don't hear from anything like well, unless Resident Evil 3 kills, which it's very highly likely that it will, if it actually is, the rumors are true for that, which we did talk about last episode. So all in all, man, boy, this is the year of dreams. Year of dreams. We getting so many great games. Got Shenmue 3, what, like 9 years later, which nobody ever thought would happen. With freaking Half-Life. I believe we talked about that last episode. Boy, man, all these games we didn't think would be. Resident Evil Remake actually came out. Man, we got a remake to Resident Evil 2. Jesus. It's a great time right now. It's a great time to be a gamer. I feel like I say that all the time, but Jesus, it is, okay? Yeah, so all in all, pretty cool stuff. Goodness. Goodness. I know they released some cool art or remake art of, previous art for the older game. Looking great. Looking great. Aerith just looking at the blue sky without the high wind. I'm pretty sure it's the high wind, the ship that used to fly in the original Final Fantasy 7. And yes, can't wait. Cannot wait for this. Put it in my hands right now. Square Enix, if you're listening, I mean, you could just give me the game early. I won't tell anybody. I could just just saying, just hook your boy up, please. Cool stuff. Love me some damn Final Fantasy 7 forever. And it's like now, man, I've still have yet to play any of the other ones. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's this complex. It's like, you know what? It can't be topped. I just can't play any other Final Fantasy 7 except 7. I mean, I did say I can't play any other Final Fantasy 7. I could play Crisis Core. That was great too. Oh man, I forgot that they might elaborate on Zack for this too. Boy, oh man, I'm going fanboy so damn hard. I'm gonna squeal like a little pig. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'll do it right now. That is not a pig. You know what? I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. Let's not dwell on it for now. Okay. Moving on. In the great ports for Switch news. To no one's surprise, really. I sure as hell wasn't. What do you know? Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition is coming to Switch February 20th, 2020, for $19.99. Probably the best, even probably still the best, I'd say, arguably. It's between 5 and 3. It's hard to say. I don't know. I feel personally overall, after playing 5, I feel like I still slightly like 3 more. But 5 is right behind it for sure. I may play it again sometime soon to get my refresher, but nonetheless, I think 3 is definitely still the best in the series. Yeah, man, boy, good news either way. It's the best. It's the best, and you damn right. I'm gonna get it on Switch when it comes out. Jesus, that's gonna be great. So it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it's safe to assume that we're probably gonna finally get the physical collection of the Devil May Cry collection now, which I don't understand why they just didn't release them all. They're just trying to get scrape the money up from us. Or release 2 like an insult. Get ready for Devil May Cry 2 coming out. Blah blah blah. Like nobody want that. Nobody want that. I don't want to play with that. I ain't gonna lie, I probably get it though. Still, I haven't gotten it separately, but I mean, obviously, it's gonna come with this collection. But we'll see. I'm pretty certain it's probably gonna be a collection. Maybe not in the U.S. Maybe in Japan only, where you'd have to import the physical copy. Or I think they did confirm it. I think it's like 1 is on a physical cart and then 2 and 3 are digital, which is just the dumbest thing, man. Just give us all the physical copies. I guess it would cost more because of the manufacturing cost of the cart, the game carts, but just give us the physical. Want to download and play it, even though it is convenient. And you do get the satisfaction of having a physical copy and the hybrid of being able to download it as well. But it's kind of defeats the purpose of having a physical copy because you can play it digitally. Come on, Capcom, damn it! They did the same thing with Resident Evil 4, having a Resident Evil collection 4, 5, and 6. Even though in that case, the game that did matter the most out of those, Resident Evil 4, was physical too. So I don't know. It's give or take. It's give or take, really. So all in all, good to hear that we are getting a physical edition of one of the greatest games of all time. That I can play on the go. Yes. I love it. I love it. Get the God hand gene. I love it. Next in news, Monster Hunter World, getting that title update, teaser. There was a couple hints, a whole new monster. From what I see in the screenshot, it looks the most closest to Arc Fate, Crimson Fatalis or Fatalis. But apparently it's not. It's a whole new monster. but it looks like at least some deviation off Fatalis from what I see. But apparently it's not. So I'm pretty sure we'll find out closer to the release. And then also they showed the Stygian Zenoga, looking like looking like a damn Gundam and shit. I mean, looking like a damn Transformer and shit. He looks cool. I bet his armor is gonna be freaking sick though. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I believe the Stygian Zenogre was in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate and up. I don't remember if it being in Monster Hunter 4, but I know for sure, I'm pretty sure it was in at least in Monster Hunter 3. But all in all, love me some damn subspecies. Love them. I love them. I love it. And I guess they're showing or teasing a new event or a new festival. It seems like, what is it? Chinese New Year, but I guess it might be actually take place on New Year's instead. Just cool. Them costumes looking sick, looking like layered armor. I like it. 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 Keep updating Monster Hunter. Just if only you'd release the PC version and put everything in sync with each other. Put some crossplay in there. And let you cross progress. This game would be perfection. That's all it would need. It would be immense perfection. Someday, eventually, I hope. This is coming out December 5th, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. In other news, there's been, I guess, somewhat semi-confirmation, maybe still speculation, but apparently in terms of the kind of architecture of the next-gen consoles coming out next year, at least from a confirmed standpoint, has been somewhat in the air as to how the systems are going to operate to be faster than their brethren or current gen brethren, even arguably in some cases PC as well. Apparently they're going to use some proprietary hardware that's going to incorporate NVMe SSDs, which are way smaller, like a chip, than traditional SSDs, which are of the traditional size of a 2.5 millimeter. Yeah, it is 2.5 millimeter. Don't don't check me on that. In terms of the size and form factor of a laptop hard drive, so that's definitely obviously going to save on space, which may make the unit look pretty small. And I think it seems like it's gonna incorporate like a hybrid of the both. So you'll have basically the benefits of a traditional SSD in conjunction or in kind of like some weird magic voodoo synergy between a traditional hard drive, where it will apparently be able to read data easily or install and load quickly. I guess that's probably the biggest notable use for it. So kind of act like a cache, at least from what I'm seeing in terms of all the articles and news, at least to kind of keep it basic and not put too much jargon in the Kool-Aid. Oh, you put jargon in my Kool-Aid. I don't like it like that. This is the old man. Oh, you put jargon in my Kool-Aid. I don't like it like that. Please take it out. It's like I can't. It's liquefied. It's liquefied and mixed together. I'm sorry, sir. Please just it's like why does he insist so much? Let me stop. So yeah. In terms of, yeah, so this might really even be quicker than a PC of our current technology. If anything, yeah, I'll be right at, actually, it'll just be right head to head with it. So, for reference and scale, for the Nintendo Switch, 25.6 gigabytes to system LPDDR memory. I'm not gonna put this jargon on y'all. Never mind. Okay, I'm not even gonna do it because y'all not even, some of y'all might not even know the reference point. Basically, is gonna be faster than anything we currently have in terms of our current generation, which is a safe assumption to kind of ascertain from all this data and information. Really, that's all you really need to know. I'm gonna keep it basic. I'm not gonna juggle with you. I'm not gonna juggle with you and keep the balls in the air. I'm gonna put them down. I'm gonna let you touch. What? Put you down. And let them touch these. No. All right. What? Let's let's rewind that. We gonna pretend that didn't happen. We gonna pause and then we gonna rewind immensely. And yeah, that never happened. So either way, all you need to know is that it's some legitimacy to kind of the theory of how these next gen consoles are going to work, which, from what I gathered, is going to be a synergy of SSDs, utilizing the pros from it without the cons, as well as the pros from a traditional hard drive, which for a traditional hard drive at this point is just the immense capacity of storage. So again, kind of have the best of both worlds. The buffering of a SSD for quick load times, and then the greatness of a traditional SSD having the immense capacity at a pretty cheap price. It's been some rumors that like at least PlayStation at least is gonna have somewhat of a proprietary system or hard drive where you'll have to buy theirs instead of like having just any hard drive off the market. Really hope it isn't like that. I think having a traditional hard drive like the PS4 where you can upgrade in cases as well is just the best option for everybody. But we'll see. We'll see what those are. I think that hasn't necessarily been confirmed, but of course, highly rumored. So cool stuff. Next on Stadia, on the Stadia tip, apparently, well, not apparent. It's already happened. There wasn't on Stadia's Reddit. They responded in terms of all the I guess feedback, to say it lightly, in terms of the reception of the Stadia. There's been some weirdness in terms of since its release. Some fallacies have been kind of discovered. At least probably the most notable is claiming the Stadia streams at 4K 60 FPS, which technically it does, but in terms of a fidelity standpoint, it doesn't necessarily show all of the promised, I guess, graphical fidelity, if you will. Actually, it technically is running lower than what it was set at their press event in June. So at least for the majority of the games that are out, pretty much all of them, if you will, probably the most, I guess, notable is Destiny 2, which if you were a founder, you would have gotten that edition with that game technically free. Apparently Destiny 2 streams at 1440p, but it's upscaled from 1440p, or no, 1080p, but I think you have the option only to change it to 1440p only on the Chromecast Ultra. You can't do that option on a traditional browser or your phone. So that's just that's not a good look, obviously. And Digital Foundry also, squashed it as well. That is in fact what is happening. That it is of a lower resolution, but being upscaled and presented as if it is 4K, but it actually technically isn't 4K. So technically, almost kind of like PS4 and Xbox One, depending on the games, where they can't actually fully utilize or play most stuff in native 4K, even though there's a lot of exceptions to that, like Halo 5. I think even the Master Chief Collection altogether, if you have Xbox One X and stuff like that. So, not a good look for Stadia in terms of just a service overall. They're definitely getting a lot of rough patches, if you will. There's also been rumors that apparently they're overheating up in some cases for a lot of people, or that they're for people that are streaming the game, for whatever reasonable period of time. They've been reporting that their Stadias would shut down while they're playing a game. So they're playing Destiny 2 on a raid or something. And then as they are, the game or the Stadia, not the Stadia, I keep referring to it as a even though it technically is, but the Chromecast Ultra specifically would just turn off due to the overheating, which only seems to be happening while playing Stadia games on it. So it's still not necessarily fully confirmed that that's affecting everybody, but apparently it is at least a small percentage of folks. So kind of sucks, kind of sucky, if you will. I mean, that's not a good look for Stadia right now. I do have one. I'll definitely share my thoughts during the game section of the show, and kind of show you or enlighten you on my thoughts, or at least my personal experience with it myself. But all in all, not a good look. And I forgot, what is the statement they said about all this technically, about the 4K and FPS. Let me get my voice on. I can't. I'm trying to be clear. All right. Stadia streams at 4K and 60 FPS, and that includes all aspects of our graphics pipeline, from game to screen, GPU, encoder, and Chromecast Ultra, all outputting at 4K to 4K TVs with the appropriate internet connection. Developers making Stadia games work hard to deliver the best streaming experience for every game. Like you see on all platforms, this includes a variety of techniques to achieve the best overall quality. We give developers the freedom of how to achieve the best image quality and frame rate on Stadia, and we are impressed with what they have been able to achieve for day one. We expect that many developers can, and in most cases will, continue to improve their games on Stadia. And because Stadia lives in our data centers, developers are able to innovate quickly while delivering even better experience directly to you without the need for game patches or downloads. Sounds like a non-answer to me. Sounds like a little bit of a dance. Sounds like somebody's dancing around the question, if you ask me. That's such a damn PR answer when you think about it, because it's like, but you didn't answer the question though. You just highlighted the positives of your platform over other platforms, but you didn't answer anything that we asked. You just didn't answer it. You just danced around the whole question. Yeah. And then also on top of that, they just basically threw the developers under the bus too. It's like, well, it's not our fault. It's developers. They had they have all the tools to do what they want, but they didn't choose to do it. So, it ain't us, it's them. So I mean, you gonna have to blame them Not that's we got the platform. We gave them all the tools. We gave them the keys to the city, but they didn't. They just went to a nightclub and called it a night. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So where do where do we go from here? Probably the statement. That is such a damn half-ass statement, man. It is ridiculous. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Uh yeah, it's not looking good for Stadia right now. But I mean, there's still hope. There's still hope, I guess. I don't know. If they turn around and they still got the opportunity before this releases fully to the masses, to introduce a Netflix model. And that would, if anything, make it more competitive against other platforms or more enticing compared to other platforms, because that's the only thing they can really kind of flag against other platforms. But I don't know, man. It's not looking bright. It's not looking bright right now. It's not looking. Listen to the hardcore game base Stadia. Even somebody who's like myself, who necessarily wouldn't. That's not. This is not speaking to. Um. It's like common sense, really. I mean, just make it happen. That's all. That's what the CEO. I said, make it happen right now. I don't know. I digress. In other news, just some weirdness. Um, so I guess somewhat, somewhat killing Resident Evil fans' dreams for any hopes of Smash Brother, any of the beloved characters being in Smash Brothers. There's apparently going to be 4 new spirits for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which include Leon motherfucking S. Kennedy, Chris motherfucking Redfield, motherfucking Albert Wesker in his got motherfucking Albert Wesker in his bit, Jill fucking Valentine. So pretty much you can kind of deduce from past history for Smash news and games, in terms of releases. The general rule of thumb is if they released a character as a spirit and or a me fighter skin, the odds are they won't become official character in a Smash game. So it's pretty easy to deduce that there won't be any RE characters added to this game. Which kind of is sad. Definitely would have been really cool to see Leon S. Kennedy. He's never been in a fighting game before. He would have been a really cool character to see. If anything, out of the 4, I would have liked to see Leon Kennedy the most, just considering we never seen him in a fighting game. Well, but I mean, all hope is not lost. I mean, we still we still got Barry Burton. What is this? Oh, you're going to be a Jill sandwich, and then you got Jake Mueller, the badass who can, well, no, Leon can suplex people too. But he has the power of Wesker, and he can move around and stuff. So I mean, all hope is not lost, guys. I mean, we still got Barry. We still got Rebecca Chambers. We still got Billy Cohen. All right, we don't know what he's doing. He might be being misaccused again for shooting people. But no, he just looked bad, but he good. So he could probably come in. Okay, I mean, shoot, we got Albert Wesker's sister. I mean, I don't know what she doing. I kind of know what she doing, but she could be back. Shoot, I mean, we can go across the whole Resident Evil moniker. We could get the Resident Evil Survivor from Resident Evil Survivor. I forgot his name. The dude, yeah, he can. I mean, he could he could be in it. You could just put a zombie in there. I don't know. I mean, you could just nibble on people. Maybe he would. No, a zombie will probably be a trophy. If I'm being honest, zombie. That's the only exception I make. I'm like, you're going too far. Zombie will probably be a trophy. I don't know. I wouldn't know about that. Um. Well, damn. You get Sheva Alomar. You know, hey, she could call out Chris, and then maybe he'll do something in the back as a spirit. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying not to. I'm just trying to enlighten some hope that we still might get an RE character, but considering this, odds are pretty unlikely. But I guess cool to have a representation in Smash Bros. Either way. Um, RIP. There's still hope for Dante, so that's kind of cool. If anything, that doesn't necessarily rule out Dante, but who knows? Like, what, 2 weeks from now we gonna get like, here are all the Devil May Cry trophy. I mean, spirits in the game. You got Nero, got Dante, got Virgil, got Trish, got Lady. Oh, there you go. All right, appeased everybody now. Don't ask me for shit. It's okay. It's all right. As much as I would have liked it, I'll be okay. I won't be too butthurt, but would have been cool either way. That just leads that kind of just squashes any I guess speculation of something else. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So outside of that, that's pretty much it. In Call of Duty news, they did announce that they're gonna do a season or kind of a season pass structure like a lot of the free to play games. And I guess with the season, they're gonna be adding a couple of cool stuff. They're adding some of these great maps from previous Call of Duties. So we gonna get fucking vacant, the fucking one of the greatest maps of all time. Love that goddamn map. And Crash, that's a solid pick. I respect it. And then you get Shipment, which is okay. I mean, wouldn't be my first choice. There, I would have liked other ones, but I mean, it's fine. I guess apparently it's gonna serve two purposes. It's gonna be a traditional map, but kind of like it's kind of a half-assed, not necessarily half-assed, kind of a poor man's Nuketown. It felt like even though Shipment came before Black Ops, that map existed before Black Ops had Nuketown, but whatever. It's fine. I would have preferred a different map, but it's okay. So this is kind of a good I don't know, band-aid for some of the atrocious maps. Just atrocious. You got fucking Piccadilly, which isn't as bad as people are making it out to be, but it could be better. And then freaking Euphrates Bridge, which is just snipe-alicious sniping, just snipe for your life. That should be they should rename it. It's not even Euphrates Bridge. It's snipers paradise. Okay. AKA don't use a shotgun, AKA don't use an SMG, AKA don't use a damn assault rifle either. AKA, you know what, fuck it, just use a sniper for everything on this damn map, because you have no chance of freaking living or sustaining any life or winning a game because you don't have a sniper rifle. That's what it should be called. I got a little ranty there, but you know what? I had to, because it restricts gameplay elements of people that like to play with assault rifles and or SMGs and or other close range weapons. You know what I mean. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm sorry I had to let that out. I had to let that frustration out. I hope y'all understand. I'm sorry. Either way, I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Yeah, so all in all, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Also, double XP this weekend, so you know what I'm about to be playing. That's for sure. That is for certain. That is for certain. Give me some of that double XP and weapon XP. So love me some damn double XP. You know what? Love me that damn double XP. It's just XP, but it's double. It's so simple. Let me stop. So that pretty much covers all the news this week. Some good stuff. Some good stuff. Very surprised since we're on the cusp of Thanksgiving. But either way, really good stuff, man. I guess to go into what I've been playing, probably the biggest notable thing I guess is Google Stadia. So I did get Google Stadia, tried it out. I have to say, I'll at least give my initial impressions. The controller is pretty comfortable. I like the controller. Pretty ergonomic. For somebody that has some big hands, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like the layout of it. Don't see any big issues with it at all. That's definitely it's good that pivotal point isn't as I guess detracted, if you will. So that's pretty cool. And in terms of how it works, you connect it to the Wi-Fi directly to connect to Stadia servers that way, which supposedly reduces lag if you were to connect it directly to your PC otherwise, or the Chromecast technically, I guess. Setup was a little bit difficult, but I'm a very rare instance. I have a very somewhat intricate setup in terms of internet, which I had to figure out on my own. So I can't put that on the Stadia for that particular instance of setting it up. But after I did set it up, it was pretty easy in terms of getting it going. Just a matter of pairing your controller. It'll vibrate to tell you, hey, is this the controller you're trying to pair? And then you just put in the combination. And then you're good to go and you're connected. And then apparently when you ever want to play Stadia, you just press the guide button, if you will, and then it'll turn the Chromecast on and go automatically to Stadia. So all that worked pretty well for me. I guess there's some weird oversights where I guess apparently you can only use the Stadia app to purchase games, which is just the weirdest thing ever. I guess it may be some countermeasure for like hackers, or I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. No, that just doesn't make sense either. I don't know. For whatever reason, at least for now, for founders or beta testers, you have to only buy the game through the app. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I think I did say that. Yeah, I did get the Founders Edition, which is the Midnight Blue controller. Those are sold out now, but you can still, if you wanted to jump on a Stadia train, you can get the Premier Edition, which is basically essentially the same thing. I don't think you get some of the free games at all, but you get I don't even know I think you get some of them. Not 100% sure on that, but at least for the Founders Edition, you get Destiny 2 and Samurai Showdown for free. I think as long as you have a Stadia Pro subscription. I think it kind of works like PS Plus. If you don't have the subscription, or you cancel your subscription, I don't think you have access to those games anymore. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Another thing I did find out too is that apparently, which was a big reason why I wanted to get Stadia in case it does blow up, or is successful, or actually is legitimate. That you can make your own create your original name, and if somebody else tries to take your name, it'll give them a number, kind of like how a lot of naming convention works nowadays. Like I guess most notably, or that I can recall, is Blizzard, or is it Battle? It's not Battle.net now. It's Blizzard. Blizzard, basically Blizzard's interface. And I think Xbox is starting to do that too. If you're not the original, you can make the same one, but it just has a number next to it after, which is fine for a lot of scenarios, I think, for people that want their name and it's apparently taken or whatever. But I think apparently, from what I heard, is that if you have the pro subscription and don't, you lose it or stop using it, or I mean, cancel the subscription, you no longer have that founder. You're not able to keep that name apparently, which is kind of weird. I don't get that, but I'd have to kind of figure that out. I think maybe after you continue the subscription after that for 1 month, it'll establish or something like that. Something very convoluted. I don't know. But nonetheless, yeah. So, but yeah, I guess in terms of just my general experience with it, so yeah, setup was pretty easy. How I have it set up, or how I did set it up, I just hooked up the Chromecast Ultra to the TV, and then with the Chromecast Ultra, at least that comes with the Stadia, you get the traditional puck that comes with a AC cable or power cable, and on the end of the power cable, there's an Ethernet port. So for you to use an Ethernet connection, and which is definitely ideal for most people, or at least the best connection aside from Wi-Fi in the same area close to you. So connected it. That was pretty fine. And then yeah, I started with Samurai Showdown. Or that's actually the only game I really did play, because that's probably the biggest gauge of how Stadia is for me, at least. I'm afraid to start Destiny 2 because I just don't want to start it on Stadia. That just is weird to me. It's considering the player base, and even though there is cross progression, I never played Destiny 2, so I kind of would rather play it on PC and get my character up, or play it on PC overall, and then when I get to a substantial level where I'm invested in Destiny 2, then maybe mess with it on Stadia at some point. But from what I played, specifically on Samurai Showdown, the lag is definitely noticeable. That's probably the biggest thing I took from it. I just basically just went through the whole tutorial for Samurai Showdown, which I played a little bit on PlayStation 4 a long time ago, but haven't really played it fully, or to get the mechanics down in terms of the game. So yeah, that's the biggest thing for me, is that there's definitely noticeable lag, where there were some realistic points where it's like it wouldn't make sense, or does show some of the fallacies of Stadia, which is basically doing counters or counter moves. Like the timing, I couldn't even time it properly. I had to literally do it in advance before I can even legitimately anticipate the person making a move, if that makes sense. Because it's a AI, and it's going to attack, and when to expect it to attack. I had to do it in advance than what I normally would do it in a traditional gaming environment, if that makes sense, to actually get the counter off in that particular instance and case. So it's pretty much is what I thought. What would matter most definitely wasn't a good look for me, at least. I could see with a different game type, like a turn-based game, or a passive game, where this could definitely be legitimate. But it's like, if that's the only reason I'd want to use it, then why would I want to invest in it? You know what I mean? Which, I guess, to explain that, I don't have a Chromecast Ultra, so I mean that was another reason for me to jump into Stadia. So like, let's say if Stadia just fails, or just tanks, and Google abandons it, like all of its other various Google related business initiatives, then I'd at least have a Chromecast Ultra, which I can stream 4K stuff and things like that, like a traditional video media player. Which, yeah, so I'm a big fan of Chromecast in general. So that was a good reason as like a backup plan if this doesn't work out. I have a cool controller I could probably use down the road for traditional PC games or something, I would assume. So those all in all were my reasoning to at least jumping in and trying it out. And worst case, if all else fails, I'll still have a Chromecast Ultra and just a controller to utilize and mess with or mod if Stadia doesn't actually turn out to be what or actually become successful in general. I don't know. So I mean, with all that said, those are generally my impression of Stadia. At least from like a hiccup standpoint, there was occasional stuttering here and there, not to the point where it's hard to say. For someone like me, it would be super noticeable, but for like the everyday person that doesn't play games that much or doesn't even have a accurate frame of reference of how like a traditional I guess gaming experience locally is, I don't think they would necessarily notice and or care, because I mean obviously they wouldn't care if they don't have a legitimate console by now anyway. So it's hard to say. So clearly Stadia isn't speaking to somebody like me who is like I guess considerably avid video game enthusiast that wants the highest fidelity, highest graphics reasonably possible without too much, I guess, hassle. So clearly Stadia isn't speaking to somebody like me, which I totally understand and I can't knock for that. In terms of just its software, it seems to be pretty legit, but and I guess to explain my internet situation, since that's a big part of if Stadia is going to be successful for you or not. I personally have a 300 download speed, so 300 megabytes down in 20 to 25, 300 to 350 download, and 20 to 25 megabytes upload. So your mileage may vary depending on your situation. I've heard even some people who had even greater internet than mine have even more issues with Stadia. So I mean, it's a very situational thing, I guess. But for me personally, it was legit. I mean, in terms of graphical fidelity, it looked pretty good. I couldn't at first glance tell from a graphical standpoint that it looked bad. It looked pretty good, to be honest. I wouldn't honestly even notice because I don't necessarily have my frame of reference for Samurai Showdown on PlayStation 4 Xbox, because I don't technically have it on those anyway. But yeah, so for somebody who, and that's actually a perfect game to kind of I guess test that out, because I don't have a, yeah, I it's been a long time since I played the game on a PS4 or like with a friend, so I can't even, my frame of reference is not accurate in terms of how it actually looks. Obviously, if it was side by side, I'd definitely be able to tell the difference. But for this scenario, if I didn't have any, it's been I guess this perfect scenario where I played the game a while ago, like months ago, around when it came out. Any frame of reference I had of it is pretty much gone by now. And then now recently, playing it and testing it out, and I couldn't necessarily tell the difference. And it said my connection was good, excellent, in terms of being capable of streaming 4K 60. I think the recommended speed for 4K 60 is 30 megabytes per second at the minimum, 30 to 35 I want to say. So I mean, again, your mileage may vary. Clearly this doesn't speak to me, but from what I tried, it is legitimate and it's a pretty interesting prospect in terms of the future of game streaming. It for sure is definitely legitimate in terms of it's definitely going to be a valid option for a lot of folks. Come down the line where, it's people that are, I can see Stadia speaking to people that are kind of on the fence about gaming. They maybe want to dip their foot in, but don't want to fully commit, probably. Which is, this definitely does meet that because you don't have to fully invest in a whole new console. You can just buy maybe one game to try it out and then, forget about it. And I think for a lot of folks that I think definitely is interesting and appealing to them. So I mean, yeah, overall it does work. I have to say that it does work for what it claims it does. It does work and it is legitimate. I personally haven't had any issues with it. Again, I only played it like once just to see it. Part of me thought like, man, this is gonna be legitimate or whatever, but I don't know. My situation definitely is going to differ from yours. I'm located in basically in LA, so I'm not. I would assume there are probably servers in the most popular country states. So again, it varies. So I don't know if Joe in Idaho is going to have the same situation as I would. Man, how is the internet in Idaho? I'm very curious. They got Google Fiber in Idaho. I would assume. I don't know. I don't know how Google Fiber works. Google Fiber need to come out here though. That's all I know. That'd be great. Google Fiber, if you're listening. Google, if you're listening to this podcast. Just forget all the other, states you're working on. Just come out to LA. Come out to actually my place specifically, so you can just upgrade our internet. That'd be great. Just forget about everybody else. Just come here. That's what matters the most, right? Just saying. Okay. Just putting that out there. I don't know if you can pick it up, reel it in, put it in your pocket, save it for later. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So all in all, those are my impressions of Google Stadia. It's legitimate. I have to say it's legitimate. I didn't have necessarily any detrimental issues. For the most part, it was pretty smooth, but from a latency standpoint, yeah, it just would not work for me. And that was kind of like the same feeling I had with PS Now. Haven't tried xCloud yet. I'll try it when they let you play it on PC or when they release it to outside iOS devices, because I have iPhone. I'm pretty sure it's only Android for the time being. But when they release it on iOS and let you test it out, I definitely will. From what I'm hearing, that's the best option. Well, I guess considering that you have the existing ecosystem of Xbox and you can also stream from your Xbox exclusively, so you don't have to worry about your servers or, Microsoft servers or whatever too. So you get a lot more flexibility there than Stadia, which, if their data center goes down, you're kind of SOL in theory. So, I mean, I know they probably have a architecture set up of multiple data centers everywhere to kind of cover for one another. I would assume. I don't know. Yeah, because Google is out in California, I think their main headquarters, but I'm pretty sure they have some complicated, intricate architecture that kind of covers all their bases. So, yeah. So aside from Google Stadia, been getting that Call of Duty, man. I've been trying to get back into that. Been having a good time, man. Loving the gunsmith system in Call of Duty. For those that don't know, gunsmith is basically a extensive gun customization, more so than any Call of Duty before. At least it seems like, where you can basically customize all aspects of your gun. So, attachments, silencers, stocks, things like that. And then, like, when you get even deeper into the system, you can fully just change a weapon completely. So I could change my assault rifle to like a freaking SMG, which is just mind blowing to me. Like, all the extensive work that, presumably Infinity Ward would have to do to kind of fully customize that. So that prospect just always fascinates me and blows my mind, just because like specifically speaking to the shotgun, where there's some attachments that like in perks like fast sleight of hand and stuff like that, where you have to reload. But it seems like just the cool attention to detail is that for sleight of hand, I'm pretty sure it's tied to sleight of hand. If you have that equipped, you reload your shotgun way differently than without sleight of hand. Which with sleight of hand, you flip the shotgun over, then you load the clips in, which obviously is much faster due to the perk. But otherwise, you would just reload it in a traditional fashion, where you just leave it upright and then load the shotgun shells in. So that is so damn cool to me. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, that shit just made me giggle inside. I mean, I didn't I didn't giggle out loud. Like in my head, I giggled. I was like, that is not really a giggle. That's I guess a chuckle. But you get what I mean. You picking up what I put down. So loving that. I love the kind of revamp of the playlist they did. They added Kill Confirm, which I totally love that mode too. I like that kind of dynamic. Been messing with realism as well, because I feel like, considering all the information that we all have at our fingertips playing against each other, I don't know. I kind of like the more, what am I looking for? The more kind of, not necessarily ominous, but like, I guess mysteriousness, ambiguity. I think ambiguity. I think I like the ambiguity more so of realism than anything, where it leaves more to your senses, even though footsteps are still loud as hell. Hopefully they address that at some point. It doesn't seem to be confirmed if they are or not, but apparently they tried to fix it, but footsteps are still loud as hell. Which I just be to the point where I'm even self-conscious. Like when I'm walking, I'm like, man, let me crouch real quick, because I don't want to be heard or whatever. So I don't know. It feels like that was kind of their intention, considering just how ridiculously loud footsteps are, even to the point where I get distracted. So like I'm like thinking I'm looking for somebody, then I hear some footsteps. Sometimes it's just my teammate, and then I'm like, oh shit, well, he's got to be nearby, whatever, stuff like that. So I love Call of Duty though. I love this one. This is definitely the best one, I'd say, since. Ooh, that's tough. So I'm gonna have to put Black Ops in its own category, because I like Black Ops for what it is as well. So I just want to put the argument, if we put Black Ops out the equation, this is probably the best Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. I thoroughly enjoyed Modern Warfare 3 though, but still my personal favorite is Modern Warfare 2. So probably be Modern Warfare 2. Then I forgot about the original Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I still overall great gameplay standpoint. It would be Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare. I'm not gonna factor in Modern Warfare Remastered. If that's the case, I guess that would be behind Modern Warfare 2 and then 3 and then the original. Yeah, that makes sense. In terms of where I'd rank this one so far, I'd put it right behind Modern Warfare 2 still. Yeah. It's right up there. For sure. Definitely. So yeah, I think they did all the right things with this, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the multiplayer. Love it. I've been dormant for a while on it because of so many other games coming out, at least specifically Death Stranding. was taking up a lot of my time, but I finally completed that, which we talked about last episode as well. So yeah. Outside of that, I played well, I don't know why I want to say Days Gone. I still have to um play that. Only played a couple hours. I still want to play more of that at some point. But A Way Out. So this came out last year. I've always wanted to complete it, but because I have no friends, no. My friends already were playing it with other people, and it makes sense, but it's kind of annoying at the same time, where it forces you to find somebody to play with rather than matchmake, which, for some people where that isn't really doable, would be a nice option, but at the same time I understand why they didn't. But my sister, I ended up playing a little bit with her, and it was fun, man. It's a pretty great experience. I played like up until a certain point, and then the person I was playing with, they just, they left. So I was like, well, now that just killed the whole, I guess, incentive to keep going. But either way, yeah. So I mean, I'm enjoying that. Hopefully, I hear it's fairly short, so I think another session over this holiday weekend, I'll be able to get that out the way. But really like the dynamic of the co-op and the kind of forced cooperative experience, and how they kind of balance between the I guess what would you call it, the emphasis on each side, and kind of the backstory of both, and how they come to play together in terms of that. So I feel like they haven't really revealed too much yet, and now is what, this is like 4 hours in, so we'll see. We shall see. But so far, enjoying that as well. Played some of the usuals, For Honor. Played a little bit of that. That's been pretty fun. Still trying to put that work into my Highlander, Dome of Glass. Dome of Glass. If you play the game, you know what that means. What else? It was something else I was playing. Monster Hunter. So I haven't played a while since all the new stuff and the major patch updates came out. But I was just messing around. I really want to get all that layered armor, man. That Fashion Hunter is coming in real hard. That's the real end game. It's not just traditional Monster Hunter. It's like, no, when you get in the end game, you playing that Fashion Hunter. That's what you're doing. You playing Fashion Hunter, which is pretty damn. I love me some damn Fashion Hunter. You hear me? Freaking loved. That's why I love Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, because it has the sweet native transmogging, or the official term is being able to put a layer of armor over an existing layer of armor, where you just have the appearance of the armor but have the attributes of the armor underneath. So that's been pretty great. Hope all that it should be mandatory that all RPGs have transmog options, whether it be unlocking it after you beat it or something like that. I don't know. That would definitely encourage me to play those games more, because I love me some damn fashion. Okay, love me making my suit look great. Don't you want your suit to look great? Anybody wants they outfit to look good. Cutting monsters with a dope ass suit. Me, I tend to always just be shirtless, which I love. Okay, that's my prerogative. Don't freaking judge me, because I like to have my nipple up, have my nipples out while I'm carving monsters. Okay, while I'm putting my great sword out, and I'm getting them cuts in. Don't judge me. Okay, I love me some. I love to have my let my nipples let my nipples breathe while I'm getting a level 3 charge on a monster's head. Okay, I can do that. That's my prerogative. I don't need to defend myself, but I am. Okay. Ugh. Don't know why we went down that tangent, but we did. So yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much all I've been playing lately. hopefully, I've been trying to get into Star Wars or Shenmue, but it's weird. It's like every time I noticed I've been doing that lately, where I just like to have a good palate cleanser between games, you know. And generally, what I tend to do is like when I complete a single player game, I like to play some multiplayer for a while to kind of just switch it up, literally clear my gaming palette, and then get into a single player game. I tend to do that a lot. And yeah, it's been a minute since I played Gears 5. I do want to play that since there's been so much stuff coming out this season. This has been a busy damn season for games, I'll tell you. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm probably going to do somewhat this weekend. Probably just do a straight palette cleanse. Play a lot of multiplayer games, catch up on some multiplayer games I've not been playing for a while. And then when I feel I'm ready, start getting back into some of the single player games. More than likely, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So, yeah. Outside of that, that's all I've been doing. Get into some off topic ish stuff. Saw the latest episode of The Mandalorian. Pretty damn good. Probably the best one, arguably, out of the three. Just love the action in it, and just the ruthless. I don't know if I don't think he has a name yet. I'm just gonna call him Mandy. Mandy. I like Mandy. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call it right now. Somebody in the entirety of the season is gonna call him Mandy for short, just for comedic relief at some point. That's gotta happen. That's gold. That's comedy gold right there. I'm just saying. Disney, Lucasfilms, if you watching, or I mean listening, that's a pro tip. You can pay me in advance. Pay me right now. You can reach out to me in terms of how you want to pay me for that that freebie. Well, it's not a freebie because, you know, I just suggested it to you. And if you do use it, I'm charging you and I'm suing. I'm suing you right now. I would not win. I would not win at all. So yeah. That's been pretty good. The season finale or mid-season finale of The Walking Dead came out as well, and it was okay. That the tease at the on the previous episode didn't necessarily, I guess, deliver how I wanted it to. So, but it's okay. It was okay. They did the kind of somewhat cliffhanger for the next season. I guess next continuation of the existing season, whatever, mid-season premiere. So that's fine. It's fine. I would have liked more, I guess, punch for the mid-season finale, which I feel like it didn't necessarily deliver on, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why I'm just trying to justify it, but it's fine. It could have been better, but it's fine. It's fine. There was some resolution, some release, but ultimately would have liked it to played out better, ideally. So, outside of that, that's pretty much been it, really. Pretty much been it. Did I rant about my music collection, losing all my music? I think I did. So at least a minor update about that. I did manage to kind of get everything working how I wanted, in addition to some additional music I loved and got going. So I do think I have a fully legit system now, and my NAS is backing up and running normally. So all that is good to go. Been pretty satisfied so far. Everything has been working how I wanted it to, which has been freaking irritating to me. And actually, while we on that topic, let me rant a little bit about one particular situation. So my current setup here, I do have a Logitech Harmony. That has been the best investment ever. Let me tell you. It has made life so much easier on so many levels, and it's just such a damn convenient all-in-one solution that automates everything. It integrates with your damn Alexa, so you can just say a quick command and it'll do it like that. It's great. Um, just one irritating downside that's not at the fault of the Harmony, but more so the PS4. Apparently, there's some dumbass command, or I guess regulation that doesn't let the PS4 be turned on by turned on and off for some weird reason, like natively via a button command. The PS3 is able to do it, but for some dumbass reason the PS4 doesn't. So what that problem presents is basically a couple things. So the main method that I used to communicate the Harmony to the PS4 with is Bluetooth, which you can do. But again, it doesn't let you turn it on with that. So the only workaround that I was able to find in research is that basically you have to connect a IR receiver for Harmony remotes that I think is made by the company PDP that makes a lot of other stuff. So I got that. This is like ranging like a year ago or so going on now, but got that and then connected that. It's able to power on my PS4. Cool, fine. Been okay. I didn't have really any issues with it. Fine. So then it still presents the problem where you can't natively turn the PS4 off still. So it's like, well, what the hell? So pretty much how the Harmony has it set up is that it just does a macro command automatically when you tell it to shut down. So when you tell it to shut down, it'll just whatever you specify it to do. It had a default setup where you just hit the PS button. It'll basically hit the PS button and then go up, and then right, all the way to the end, and then hit the option to power off, and then hit X again to confirm. So it basically has all that macro where it'll do that automatically. But it's very dependent on what you have going on. So let's say if I'm in the game, then that won't technically work. It'll just hit the PS button and then hit left, right, whatever, and then it'll be at the incorrect place and then accidentally, like in theory, launch a game instead of powering off. So it's this really irritating freaking ordeal where you have to try to figure something out on how to natively turn it off. One option I was exploring was CEC. I'm getting real jargony right now. Okay, I'm getting real techno. I'm just gonna warn you right now. So there's this annoying thing you have to do, which is called or option that you can utilize, which is called CEC or Consumer Electronics Control, which is basically a native interface that lets you natively communicate your devices together. So let's say I have my PS4 connected to my TV. If I either turn my TV on, it would turn the PS4 on if it's in the correct input. Or I think if you switch to the correct input, and then vice versa. So let's say I turn my PS4 on, then it will turn my TV on, receiver on, what have you. But it doesn't seem to work that well either. So if I have that set up, so basically my setup just briefly is that I have my console connected to my receiver, which real quick, a receiver is basically like a highly integrated switch or a very smart switch that also controls audio, for those that don't know. So that's connected to the TV. So you have all that connected, but then when I have that enabled, it does this dumb thing whenever I turn whatever device on. It switches it, but then when it switches everything on, it changes the input to this weird default input that isn't in relation to the console that's being turned on. So then it's like, well, then I have to manually switch the input to the input I actually want to turn on. And it's just the stupidest thing. And it's only the PS4 that does this. All the other consoles, Xbox One, even 360, even PS3 are fine. So, I don't know. just a rant at this point. Still trying to figure that out to have some very consistent solution. But if just PS4 just had an option to just turn the damn PS4 off through a button command, why is that so difficult? Ugh, that just irritates me. It's always one damn console that doesn't play right when you want it to play right. It's stupid. It is dumb. PlayStation, come on now, all right? Better fix that PlayStation 5. I swear to God, if there isn't a damn remote control power button to turn off the damn PS5, we gonna have some problems, all right? I'ma still buy it. I'ma still play it though, but I mean, I'm not gonna be happy when I gotta turn it off. Then I'm gonna roll my eyes every time I gotta turn it off. I'm like, ugh, I gotta turn the damn PS4 off. You know, PS5, whatever. You know what I mean. All right, that's enough of me random. Very miscellaneous, very specific miscellaneous thing, but I digress. I don't know. First world problems for sure. I can't natively turn my PS4 off. My life is so horrible. I hate everything. Everything's dark. Make a whole new track about that or whatever. All right, that's enough. Enough speaking in y'all ear. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Let me get that housekeeping in. If you like this podcast and all of what I do in rant and rage in podcast or video form, depending on how you view this, feel free to like, rate, subscribe, or hate, or provide constructive feedback, which is always appreciated too. You can feel free to do all that good stuff on all the respective podcast platforms that I could think of. I don't know. Then you can always catch this podcast live on Twitch TV/ASwitch, ideally around 8 p.m. PST, if everything goes according to plan. Unlike this time where apparently my whole feed was my microphone wasn't selected, but I digress. Generally that's how it should go. What else? You can also catch me on youtube.com/aswitch where I plan. I keep doing it every episode, but I swear to God, I'm gonna get these videos up at least in archive form for you guys to view, and get it all up in sync where I'll do it in unison as well alongside the popular podcast platforms, whatever. If you have any questions you'd like to submit to the show, feel free to shoot an email to aswitchtv@gmail.com. If I get enough, I'll start doing questions on the show as well. And that's it. Want to make sure I covered everything. Yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick, in terms of Games Awards, damn it, what was it? I forgot. There were additional nominees for all the gamer related stuff. Some of that was kind of messed up. Like in particular for Arslan Slash, he definitely should have been a nominee for top gamer of the year or top esports gamer of the year. That was, in general, as a blanket statement, there was a huge oversight of the fighting game community. I feel only representation was for the best event award, which was for Evo. Definitely a big omission there, I'd say, but just wanted to put that out there either way. But other than that, guys, thanks for washing. You watching while you washing dishes. I don't know. What? Thanks for watching and listening. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you get real full and don't feel bad about it. That's probably one thing I'd say. You better eat and then don't feel bad about it. That should be a slogan for life. Probably not, but for Thanksgiving specifically, eat and don't feel bad about it. What? Till next time. Fuck, I can't even say stuff. Jesus anymore. Until next time, guys. Again, have a happy Thanksgiving and oh yeah, gobble gobble. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make make the turkey creepy, but whatever.